Good morning, everyone. Welcome for joining us on BlueSync on Thursday, March 13th, 2025. Spring is about to be sprung, which is a very nice thing for us here in Northern Michigan. So let's jump right in. Today, we're going to be talking about our new agent marketing package. So we have finally streamlined across the entire company, Michigan, Ohio, and Florida, the offering that we give our new agents when it comes to onboarding them. Business cards, name tags, name riders, etc. So I'll show you the form here in a minute, but this is a new part of the onboarding process. So we did want to share with you where to find the form, how to get it filled out, and what to do with it when we are onboarding a new agent. So obviously we know if it's an experienced agent coming from a different brokerage, if it's a team coming on, there may be some exceptions to the standard package, and your local DSG or director of sales and growth will be able to notify us at the time that they are hiring a new agent. But for the most part, I'd say 80, 85, 90% of the agents that we bring on will now be able to receive this new package that we're going to talk about here in just a second. So you should be able to see my screen. I'm sharing in a little bit different way because I'm going to be jumping between a browser and an image. So if somebody can give me a thumbs up that you can see my screen. Great. Thanks, Brenda. Thanks, Don. Appreciate that. So the first place I want to show you is our ASC procedures drive. Now you can go to drive.google.com, go to shared drives and find the ASC procedure drive. Or if you forget those steps, if you go to Schmidt resources, go to people, go to our Get Schmidt Done Square and our password, which if you don't have it, reach out to your RSC or myself or to Lynn and we'll help you get in there. And you'll see that there is a link right here to that ASC procedures drive. So you can get there directly through Google. If you can't quite remember those steps, go to Schmidt resources, which we're all used to, and you can get to your ASC procedure drive there. And then you'll see when you scroll down here, onboarding new agent, the agent onboarding. And then it says right here, we just updated this. We've made it even better, even since the beginning of the week. So you'll see the marketing updated form is here. So when we go into that form, you'll see that it is labeled new agent marketing materials. Of course, your agent name, the office, the status. Are they newly licensed? Are they an established agent? If you don't know, reach out to your DSG or your manager. They'll be able to help you with that. And all of the information here. Now you'll see that, of course, we get an email signature. Business cards, 500. You'll see these standard quantities are already hard coded on the form. That's because this is now part of our streamlined standard offering for new agents. And Michelle, I see you're on the call. I see it. CB will get you one for C21 as well. So rest assured we'll get that done. So business cards, 100 postcards, name badge, and which type of name badge the agent would like. And then the offering is 3 name riders. And then do they want their photo on it? And do they want blue with white or white with blue? And of course, there is contact information for Jody if there's any questions here. So of course, this form will get filled out and then the ASC will get it over to their regional marketing coordinator. Now, if you guys are not quite sure who in your region that might be, we're bringing this regional marketing coordinator role online. Lynn's been working really hard with the team. We'll have more information. If you locally are not quite sure who that might be, don't hesitate to reach out, but you can also go back to Schmidt Resources, go to the People Square, go to your agent service teams here. And then depending, of course, where you sit, you'll see that you can click on the information for your region, and then you'll be able to find who your RMC is. So this will pop open, give you a direct link to the PDF, and then you'll be able to see who your RMC is. But again, if you're not quite sure in your region, get to Lynn, get to your RSC, get to myself, and we'll help you with that. Now, if you're sitting in Michigan or Ohio, you're going to find this form in .loop. So you'll see in Ohio, if you go to ASC New Agent Resources, it's going to be right here. You can fill it out in .loop, send it to your RMC that way. If you're in Michigan, you'll see the same option. It's right here in .loop. In Florida, it is in app files. Kelly was working on getting that online today, so it will be in app files for you to fill out. Or if you're getting it from the drive, which is okay too, it is again in the onboarding new agent, and this is a fillable PDF. So if you have Adobe, if you have online Adobe, it is a fillable PDF. You can fill it out that way and send it over to your regional marketing coordinator that way as well. Now, how do you guys know when a new agent comes on board, right? That's a big question with this new process. Rest assured, next Wednesday at first and third at 3, it's Wednesday, March 19th, 3 p.m. We're going to do a full training on the new agent onboarding. This is just one piece of it. So rest assured, we'll be able to explain the entire process next week. For your knowledge today, when a new agent comes on and they finish their DocuSign paperwork, you as the ASC will receive the new agent one-page informational sheet and all of the agent's MLS documentation. So your trigger to fill out the agent marketing form will be when you get that DocuSign notification saying you have a new agent onboarding. When you click that link, it'll show you the agent information form. It shows their email address. It'll show their phone number, their name, all of that great information you're used to receiving still is going to come to you. It's just going to come to you via a DocuSign email notification. So that'll be your trigger to then go either to the drive, or if you're in Michigan or Ohio, .loop, or if you're in Florida, app files, fill out that form and get it over to your regional marketing coordinator. Now, further on the call next week, we will be going over our flow process, which you're seeing on the screen now. We shared it on the sales meeting last Wednesday. It went out in the recap that Jeanette sent out. So if you don't have it, look for that recap email from Jeanette. You'll be able to link through to it from there. But again, we'll be covering that more in depth next week, but you'll see that that is part of what, if you go to the second page, the ASC's task list is. It even has a link right to that marketing form there as well. So again, to go back to the form, if I find the tab, you'll see right at the top, it lets you know what to do. Send it to your RMC and to Jody for those name writers. Fill out the applicable information above. Of course, that super important headshot, we need to make sure that we're getting that from the agent as well. And then every new agent's going to get an email signature, 500 business cards, 100 postcards, a name badge, which they can decide which design they want. And then, of course, those 3 agent name riders. Again, standard package. If it's part of a recruiting package that the DSG has worked out with their new agent, you guys are going to be notified via the DSG that they have a little bit of a special package. We'll be able to have those notes put into DocuSign so that when you're looking at that information, you'll have that. But this is the standard package that will cover, like I said, 85 to 90% of our new agents. So we're pretty excited to have the streamline offering. We were a little bit all over the board before, but every new agent will be able to receive this. You guys will be super important part of the process, getting this form filled out, getting it to your RMC, and then also to Jody for those name writers. Good question. Jennifer asked where the postcard design options are. So if there's an RMC on the call that could help me out, but I do believe they are in Schmidt Resources. So bear with me here for a second. We'll go back a stage to the main part. Go to marketing, which makes sense, right? Because we're talking marketing. And then I do believe there is not a postcard section.
Hey, Carrie.
Yes.
Sarah Keeley. They are, they were bundled in with the old marketing form for Michigan. So I think we just need to get those uploaded separately, either into the ASC drive or into .loop and app files.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Sarah. So we don't quite have them up yet, Jen, which is a great question, but we're going to get those up. We'll make sure that they're up and loaded so that when we have our in-depth call next Wednesday, we'll be able to show you those because they do have options for their new agent postcards, just like they do with their business cards. So we'll make sure that you guys have that information so that when you're discussing these options with your new agent, you will have those to be able to show the agent. So thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that information. Good question, Kaylee, in .loop. So let me go back to my .loop options. So in Ohio, you'll see that there is a new ASC new agent resources, and it's right here. So you can fill that out, share it over to your RMC and to Jody right there from .loop. If you're in Michigan, kind of the same spot here, agent onboarding. Now they're not quite mapped yet. Jessica's working really hard with .loop to get those mapped. So by the end of the day, we should have those mapped. If you miraculously get a new agent between now and the end of the day, just use the PDF version that's in the drive, but those are being mapped just like they are in app files as well. So great question. So we are still working on that folder in Ohio. Thank you, Nicole. It will be shared over to the ASCs. You'll be able to find that. Again, this is a brand new process, so we're getting it up and loaded, but you'll be able to see it in .loop right there. And then in the meantime, in that ASC drive, you can get the PDF right now. It's up and loaded and fillable and ready to go. Great question, Patty. So, no, that is a really good part of this process because it's a standard offering package. You don't need a PO. You don't have to fill out the purchase requisition order. You don't have to wait to get your PO number. This is the standard offering. The 100 postcards, 500 business cards, name badge, three name writers. Now, where you would need a PO is if it goes above and beyond. So the DSG, is onboarding a team. So maybe they have offered them obviously more business cards because there's a team, whatever it might be. Then you would want to go get a PO number for that. But this is the standard offering already pre-approved by Jason and the team. So as long as we're staying with that standard offering on the form, which keep in mind, those are hard coded in, those quantities are hard coded in, no need for a PO. Marketing, your RMCs, Jody, they're all aware that that is the standard offering and they won't need to be looking for a PO. So really good part of streamlining this is we get to take that whole step out of the process. So great question. I'm just reading some more questions here. So give me just 1 second. Oh, let me open that a little bit bigger. We have a lot of traffic in that question box. So just bear with me one moment. Great question. When does it go into effect? Now. So any agent that is in the process of onboarding, any agent that maybe has come on in the last few weeks that didn't get these offerings, just have a chat with your DSG, see if they want to offer this to the agent, and we'll go from there. But just check with your DSG if you have an agent that's been fairly new in the last few weeks. But net new agents starting today, this is the offering for all of those agents. So that was a great question. Yes, and in Ohio, that loop is being brought on board. So look for that information to come online later today or tomorrow. But in the meantime, that is available in the ASC drive if you need it right away. We will be able to get those samples for the postcards and the business cards. We'll work with Sarah Keeley and the RMC team, and we'll make sure that we have those samples out there so that you guys have them when you have that conversation with your agent. Great tip, Amy. Work with your managers. If you have standard sign offerings in your offices, which a lot of offices don't have that anymore because a lot of agents like to have customized signs, but just work with your managers in Michigan and Ohio. We're on the precipice of spring selling season. So make sure you get with your managers and DSGs to make sure that you have what you need in your offices. New agents can absolutely order signs, but that would be outside of what the standard offering is. So if new agent wants to order signs right away, which we highly encourage, they can go ahead and contact Jody. The sign ordering form is still there in Schmidt Resources. But again, that would be outside of what the standard offering is. The agents would go ahead and order those and pay for them on their own. So great question there. Yes, the name writers are specific to the agent. So it would have their name, their phone number, and then they have the option if they want their headshot on the name writer or not. So these are outside of just listed pending, whatever those are. Those offerings are still available for the agent to purchase, but the company will be purchasing them three branded to them custom name writers with their name and contact information. Great questions. Great. Well, we'll give it just another minute here and see if any more questions come in. It is a new process. It is a new offering, so we know questions will come up. As always, you can reach out to Lynn, myself, your RMC, your RSC. We have lots of people. We're going to work this process together. We're excited to have it streamlined. That way, everybody is operating under the same process. Plus, we made it a little bit better there. We don't have to get that PO number, which sometimes would be a little bit of a holdup, not a long holdup, but sometimes it was. So now we don't have to worry about having that step here with our new agents. I don't see any further questions, but again, we'll wait just another minute to see if anybody's typing. Great. Well, if you think of anything between now and next Wednesday, bring those questions with you to first and third. Easy for me to say, right? To first and third next Wednesday. But in the meantime, don't hesitate to reach out. We really appreciate all your guys' assistance with this new process. Look for it in the ASC drive. Michigan, Ohio dot loops coming on board. At files will be coming on board. And thank you so much for your time this morning. Bye now.